Hi everyone, I'm very happy to share this news from Congo, where the Congo authorities will no longer allow the country's minerals to be processed outside of the continent of Africa. And this is the full story.
The Democratic Republic of Congo will soon bring together leaders of several African countries that own minerals in their territories to explore how themselves will start processing the minerals in Africa. The DRC Africa Business Forum is expected to take place here in Kinshasa on November 24 and 25 and will be attended by representatives of several companies involved in the electric vehicles manufacturing. Various banks will attend as well. Julien Paluku Kahongya, the DRC Minister of Industry, told Channel Africa that Congolese minerals will no longer be allowed to go to Europe while they have not yet been processed, so that Congolese people can also benefit. Julien Paluku.
On avait accordé le moratoire de 3 ans.
The 3-year moratorium was granted to investors so that beyond 3 years the DRC begins to transform its own minerals. The 3 years have come to an end this year, 2021.
Terme cette année 2021.
The government of the Democratic Republic of Congo intends to invite at least 1,000 people, including 300 from several African countries and 700 locals, to be part of the DRC Africa Business Forum. Research into the minerals content of Congolese soil and what they should be used for has already been done by experts from the Bloomberg company. Minister Julien Paluku has then stressed that over the next 10 years, about 145 million electric vehicles will be manufactured through minerals owned by the Democratic Republic of Congo. Once more, Julien Paluku explains.
Qu'il s'agisse du cobalt, qu'il s'agisse du lithium.
Whether it's cobalt, whether it's lithium, whether it's manganese, whether it's graphite, whether it's copper, these minerals are very important because they make it possible to meet a growing demand around the world for what are called electric cars.
Les voitures électriques.
Meanwhile, African leaders are full of nice speeches that are rarely followed by actions, and indeed, most of people have been disappointed and have no more trust. One of the disappointed Congolese is Professor Nkere Tanda from the University of Kinshasa.
We are used to a political class whose behavior, whose talk has never been about development, has never been about transforming this country. They will say one thing and do the contrary. So I don't give any trust in such statements unless I see something. This is not the first time we have had such a speech, but nothing has ever materialized. So I would not be surprised that nothing even materializes in this case as well. Africa and the DRC currently do have political leaders who are very irresponsible, who don't give a damn about the well-being of the people, about the development of the country or the continent. It's just unfortunate. They will say one thing and do another. So it's just a shame as a political class in the DRC and in Africa. Just a shame.
On the other side, Minister Paluku said President Felix Tshisekedi wants to make sure African leaders are aware of the situation and how they will tackle poverty on the continent before he ends his term as head of the African Union, AU. Jean-Noel Bamweze for Channel Africa in Kinshasa.
So that is the full story, and DR Congo has took a stance against the exploitation of its low mineral resources. According to the country's authorities, none of their raw materials and or low minerals will ever be processed outside of the continent of Africa. But dear Africans, that is what I want to share to you. But let us come to the discussion. This will be implemented, or is just a political talking? Of course, Africa, as you heard the professor, Africa sometimes we lack action. We have seen during the Magufuli administration, he decided to make sure that the country is not exporting minerals in terms of raw materials or raw minerals, and he stopped the transfer of sand from these mines. But the Western come up and starting to blame Magufuli that is going to chase out the investors. So will the same happen to Congo authorities? That is a question that we need to ask ourselves and to wait for. But we need a strong leaders that will stand for that, because this is opportunities for employment, and we know that these people who have taking our minor in terms of law, they are going to put it to their industries. They provide employment for their people. They get another thing, and many things are through these law resources. And sometimes they take the laws as maybe as God, but inside of that law material there's another minor laws. So they benefit from these law minor laws. So are they ready to accept this, or they are going to say like what they said during Magufuli administration, that maybe the government of Congo is going to chase out the investors, and will Congo continue to have a stability? Sometimes we know that when the countries decide to move in the right direction, some people engineering some conflict to make sure that there's no stability, and those things that is intended to be happening or to be done by the government, by the people, is not going to be achieved. And that's why you see many Africans, when we discover resources, we discover natural resources, the conflict starting. And will Congo understand this? The people of Congo understand this? That is a question that we need to ask and to discuss as Africans. Please, if you have any comments or any ideas, or you want to add something to this, please go to the comment section and give your comment. What do you think? We as Africans, we have capability to do so. This is a time for Africa and their diaspora to make sure that we invest to our mother continent. We create employment for our people, and we bring changes and development that we desire, and we build the Africa we want now. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If we come together. If we didn't come together and we say this is for only Congo, we will be failing automatically. Let us come together as Africans. We need to come together to make sure that we create employment for our people. And now we are going to this, what we call continent of free trade area. Let us allow our people to have free movement of their goods, to sell, remove these tariff barriers and non-tariff. So we need to come together. Without doing so, even this, what we are just talking here, is useless, because it will be no action, no implementation. So it is just wasting of our time. But let us come together as Africans. We need to support the good idea of our government, and we need also to implement this. And what is so good that I have seen the diaspora under Dr. Likana Chomboy doing very well to call Africans in the diaspora to come together to try to build the Africa we want. We have also seen my sister there, Susan Tata, is trying to connecting our people. So that's the time, I think, for Africa to come together. And if we decide to do so, we can. Yes, we can. No doubt. We can do better for our continent, for our mother continent, and we can invest here in Africa because we have capacity in and outside of the continent. Nothing is impossible. So that's what I want to share to you, dear friends, that if you see the good news, we have to share this good news to our fellow Africans, to make sure that they know what's going on in our mother continent. That's why we are trying to make sure that we update each other. We know where there's opportunities, where we can invest, where we can bring changes to our mother continent. The continent is depending on us. The coming generation is prepared by us. So if we didn't do well at this time, it means the future will be worth it. So that's why we say, let us come together as Africa. Thank you. Stay safe and be well. Thank you.